Good morning, students. Hope you all are fine, staying safe in your houses. So I'll start with the unit number 3 of your health education, in which unit number 1 and unit number 2 it's already completed by Raji ma'am. So I'll start with the unit number 3, that is counseling. So what is counseling? So counseling refers to personal help in solving problems or assistance given to the individual to solve problems. So that is usually counseling refers to the personal help. Okay? Counseling refers to the personal help to solve the problem or assistance that is given to solve the प्रॉब्लम. मतलब जिसको भी कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम होता है, जिसको जो प्रॉब्लम होता है ना, उसको सॉल्व करने के लिए जो हम लोग हेल्प करते हैं उसको हम लोग काउंसलिंग बोलते हैं. नॉर्मली इफ दे समवन इज हैविंग प्रॉब्लम इन विच वी हेल्प द individuals to solve their problems, that is usually known as counseling. So example, like they will be having confusion, like mental confusion, like they will not be able to decide what to do, what not to do. So in that case, so we can counsel them. Okay, we can counsel them. So कुछ अगर उनको कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि उनको क्या करना है, मतलब जैसे कि 10th पास के बाद अगर उनको +2 में जाना है, +1 में जाना है, तो उनको क्या पढ़ाई करना है, कौन सा सब्जेक्ट लेना है, क्या करना है, ये पूरा का पूरा कन्फ्यूजन में होता है, जिसके लिए हम लोगों को कन्फ्यूजन में रहते. तो हम लोग अगर कोई काउंसलिंग देगा हम लोगों को क्या करना है, कैसे करना है, क्या सिलेक्ट करना है, तो हम लोग अपना जो प्रॉब्लम है उसको अच्छे से सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. नॉर्मली सो ड्यूरिंग दैट सिचुएशन व्हेन वी आर नॉट कंफ्यूज और व्हेन वी आर नॉट एबल टू टेक प्रॉपर डिसीजन, सो इन दैट केस इफ दे आर एबल टू काउंसिल अस, so then we will be able to solve the problem. So that is usually counseling. So we'll see what is the definition of this counseling. So the definition was usually given by according to Robinson. Okay, definition according to Robinson, the term counseling covers all type of two-person. Okay, it covers all type of two-person situation in which one person, the client, is helped to adjust more effectively to himself and his environment. So according to Robinson, the term counseling covers all types of two-person situation in which one person, the client, is helped to adjust more effectively to himself and his environment. So that is usually according to Robinson. He says that counseling, it usually covers all types of, okay, it usually covers all types in which there will be two-person, again which two-person. So one person will be helping out the client to to adjust with the situation, okay, to adjust with the situation. So that is usually about this counseling. So according to Robinson, the term counseling covers all types. Like it usually it includes like two-person in situation in which one person and the client will be there, where one person will help the client to solve his problem. Okay, where one client will help the student, will help the client to solve the problem. So that is usually there. So that is usually about this like counseling. So counseling, it is nothing but a personal help which is given to an individual to solve the problem, or it is an assistance that is given to the individual to solve the problem. So according to Robinson, he says that counseling, where there will be two-person in which one person will help the client to solve the problem or adjust effectively to the environment and also to himself, to adjust effectively to the environment as well as to himself. So that is usually about this. So that is usually about this counseling. So that is usually about this counseling. So next is characteristics of counseling. So understood what is definition? It is nothing but helping the other individual to adjust himself as well as to the environment. So next is characteristics of counseling. So characteristics of counseling, it mainly includes is that, see, counseling, it is mainly person to person relationship. Okay, counseling, it is mainly person to person relationship. तो यहाँ पे काउंसलिंग जो होता है एक आदमी से दूसरे आदमी से रिलेशनशिप, जैसे एक दूसरे मतलब दो रहना ही है. डेफिनेशन में हमने बोला था ना कि दो लोग रहना ही है. सो दैट इज मेनली काउंसलिंग वेयर इट इंक्लूड्स लाइक पर्सन टू पर्सन relationship. Okay, it is mainly person to person relationship, where they, in the definition I've already told that there should be two individuals. So therefore it is person to person relationship. Then it involves two individuals, one is seeking help, the other is helping. Okay, it involves, that is, it means that in this usually they include two individuals where one person will seek help, the other will help him. Okay, the other will help the person who is seeking help. Okay, the other will help the person who is seeking help. So that is usually about this next characteristic. So first characteristic is that person to person relationship, then in which one individual seeks help, the other individual helps him. So that is usually, so therefore this usually established, okay, counseling established only when there is mutual consent. Okay, when there is mutual respect, cooperation as well as friendliness. Okay, so this usually occurs. Okay, counseling can occur between two individuals. Okay, counseling can occur between two individuals only when the relationship, there is a relationship of mutual respect, cooperation as well as friendliness. Okay, the counseling can occur between two individuals only when there is when there is mutual relationship of mutual respect, cooperation and friendliness. Okay, so it occurs only when there is relationship of mutual respect, cooperation as well as friendliness. So that is usually about this characteristics. So next is usually it helps in discovering the problems of the client. Okay, it helps in discovering the problems of the clients and also to set up the goals. Okay, it helps in discovering the problems of the client as well as to set up the goals. So that is usually present. So that is mainly about this characteristics of counseling. So what are the characteristics of counseling? So it is mainly person to person relationship. It includes two individuals where one individual will seek help, the other individual will help him. So this usually counseling, if the counseling has to be perfect or if the counseling has to be achieved normally, then usually they includes is that they should have a relationship of mutual concept, cooperation as well as friendliness, and then it helps in discovering the problems of the client as well as to set up goals. So that is usually the characteristics of counseling, that is person to person relationship, and they usually includes two individuals where one individual seek help, the other individual will help them. So then in this usually we can understand the problems of the client as well as we can solve the problems, then set up goals. So that is usually about this characteristics of counseling. So next is purpose of counseling. So what is the purpose of counseling? So why do we require this counseling? So main it is first thing is that it is required for total development of the student. Okay, it mainly includes for the total development of the students. So in this usually it is required that by this counseling the students can understand their ability by themselves. Okay, the students can understand their ability by themselves. Again, this usually what happens, the students can understand their ability by themselves and also make we can make the teachers also to understand the students. Okay, so this is helpful, and where we have complete, like the first purpose is that there will be total development of the students. Okay, the first purpose is total development of the students, where we can make the student to understand themselves, that is they can understand their own abilities, as well as we can make the teachers to understand the students. Again, also we can make the teachers to understand the students. So that is usually there. And then the next purpose, it is making proper choices. Okay, making proper choices. So this helps in making proper choices, because like it is usually what happen, like what type of course we have to take, what type of job we have to go, what we have to study. So all this in this areas we can have proper choice. We can make proper choice when counseling is done. Okay, when counseling is done. So this usually, and also when in case of like marriage counseling is done, we can understand the individual whom we are getting married. So all this thing it is usually done. So normally we can, by this we can make proper choices. Then making the best possible adjustment. Okay, with this counseling we can make the best possible adjustment. If the problem is not tackled, okay, if the problem is not tackled, then we can make adjustment. Okay, then we can make adjust with the, so that is we can make adjustment. So it is make proper adjustment. So next is it helps in identifying self needs. Okay, it helps in identifying self needs. Okay, it helps in identifying self needs. So that is usually identifying special needs. Okay, it helps in identifying special needs. So that is where it requires immediate counseling or discussion. Okay, where it requires immediate counseling and discussion. Okay, these are usually the purpose of counseling. So mainly it is usually make development of the student, proper utilization of the, make proper choices. Okay, to make proper choices. Then it is usually helps in making best possible adjustment. Okay, best possible adjustment. Next is helps in identifying special needs. Okay, it helps in identifying special needs. So by this counseling usually we can motivate the students. Okay, by this counseling we can motivate the students. So that is usually about this purpose of counseling. So next is principles of counseling. So principles of counseling mainly it includes, like they are about 10 principles of counseling. Okay, they are usually about 10 principles of counseling. So what are the principles of counseling? It usually includes is that first is acceptance. Okay, the first principle is acceptance. So in this usually, so whatever the thing it is that whatever the counseling it has been given, okay, to whomever the counseling is given, they have to accept whatever the counselor is telling. Okay, whatever the counselor is telling. So that is acceptance should be there. Then respect for individuals. So when we are counseling, we have to give respect to the individual. To whomever we are counseling, we have to give respect for them. So that is usually about this. Next is permissiveness. Okay, permissiveness. So needs permissions. Okay, so when you are starting with the counseling relation, when you are starting with the counseling, so they require permission. Okay, they require usually permission. So that is usually that without their permission, we cannot go and counsel them. So that is usually there. So next is learning. So that is usually learning. It is usually an integral part of counseling. Okay, learning it is usually an integral part of counseling where we learn many things. Okay, where we learn many things. Okay, so that is usually about this thing. So next is thinking with client. So thinking with client, it is usually like whatever, like when we are giving counseling, we have to think based on what the client might think. Okay, we have to think according to the client what he is thinking. So that is thinking about the client. Then competence. Okay, so competence in this is the counselor and the counseling should be competent to each other. Okay, they should be competent to each other. So that is usually then professional. So counseling should not be carried out at anywhere. Okay, wherever we want we cannot carry on this counseling. Okay, wherever we require we cannot carry this counseling. So this usually require a whomever what they cannot do this counseling. So they should have some profession. So the people who are doing this counseling should be specialized, skilled and trained person. Okay, the person who is doing this counseling should be specialized, trained and skilled person to the. Then problem focusing. So they have to focus on the problem. Okay, when they are counseling they should see that they focus on the problem and then make use of certain problem solving techniques to solve them. So that is usually then it should be continuous process. Okay, it should be continuous process. It cannot be restricted in between. Okay, it cannot be restricted in between. It should be a continuous process. So that is usually then it should be flexible. Okay, it should be flexible. The counselor should not show any kind of rigidity. Okay, the counselor should not show any kind of rigidity. It should be flexible enough. So that is usually about this principle. So principles are mainly acceptance, request for an individual, respect for individual, permissiveness, learning, thinking about the client, competence and also professional, problem focusing as well as continuous process and flexible. So these are usually the principles: acceptance, respect for individual, then permissiveness, learning, thinking with client, competent, and then flexible, continuous process, problem focusing as well as professional. So these are usually the principles of counseling. So next is types of counseling approach. Okay, there are different, like 4 different types of counseling, that is directive counseling, non-directive counseling, eclectic counseling as well as group counseling. So there are 4 different phases of or types of counseling. With the 4 different types of counseling, mainly it includes directive, non-directive, eclectic as well as group approach. So in that first we'll see what is this direct counseling. So direct counseling was usually given or recommended by E.G. Williamson. Okay, so that's this. Like this, usually what happened, the approach was usually derived or the approach was usually advocated by E.G. Williamson. Okay, this directive approach was usually given by E.G. Williamson. So this direct approach is counselor-centered approach. Okay, this is usually counselor-centered approach. So in this, counselor is the main focus. Okay, in this stage or in this counseling, the counselor is more main focus, where he is the person who is actively directing the individual to take decision and solve problem. He is the person who is directly activating, like he is the person who is usually dealing with the clients and solving the problems of the client. So that is usually about this directive counseling. So what is directive counseling? So directive counseling, it is nothing but it is counselor centered approach, where counselor will be given importance. He will be taking care of the individuals in taking decision making, everything. So that is direct counseling. So we'll see what are the different steps that is involved in direct counseling. So in that, first is starting of the counseling session. So first thing is that we have to start up with the counseling session. So when we are starting up the counseling session, what are the things that we require? So that is, we have to fix up the date, we have to fix up the venue, we have to work cooperatively. Okay, we have to work cooperative. Then we have to greet the counseling. Okay, then we have to greet the counseling. So that is usually about the steps that is involved in that direct counseling, is that it is usually different steps are involved. And that first is starting of the counseling session. Okay, starting of the counseling session. So in that, first is that we have to fix up the date, venue, place, as well as we have to see, work cooperatively. Then we have to greet the counseling. Okay, then we have to greet the counseling. So that is first step is starting of the counseling session. So next is data collection. The second step is data collection. So in this we have to collect relevant data. Okay, in this we have to collect relevant data. Like we can make use of some tools. Okay, we can make use of some tools like interview, observation, anecdotal records, we can cumulative records. So all this then we can make use and we can collect the data. So first is starting of the counseling session. Next is data collection. The third is analysis of the problem. So in this data collection, when you are collecting the data, you would have collected the data regarding some problem. So in this, usually what happen, we will be gaining knowledge regarding the problem. So in this analysis of the problem, in this mainly we will be getting knowledge regarding the problem. Okay, we will be getting knowledge regarding the problem. So that is usually there. So that is this usually problem can be analyzed based on our experience also. Okay, problems can be analyzed based on our experience also. So that is the next step. And the next step, it is symptoms of the synthesis of the problem. Okay, the next step, it is synthesis of the problem. In this, usually we have to understand the direct and indirect link of the problem. Okay, in this mainly we understand the direct and indirect link of the problem. So that is usually about the synthesis of the problem. So next is diagnosing the problem. Okay, the next is diagnosing the problem. So in this accurate diagnosis should be made. Okay, in this mainly accurate diagnosis should be made, and then we have to reason. Okay, when we are giving this solution for the problem, we should have also reason why we are using this solution. So therefore they should collect reasons also. So that is usually about this diagnosing the problem. So next is prognosis. So prognosis, it is usually avoidance of fiery language. Okay, so prognosis, in this mainly we have to avoid the fiery language, and also we have to talk politely. Okay, and also we have to talk politely. So that is prognosis. So in this prognosis we have to avoid feeling language, or we have to use this one politeness. Okay, we have to be politeness. So that is usually about this prognosis. So next is remedial step. So in case of this remedial step, assessing this patient gives suggestion. Okay, assessing the patient usually gives suggestion. Then counseling of the patient and self-actualization. Okay, counseling of the patient as well as self-actualization. So these are usually the steps of direct approach. So direct approach, it is nothing but usually what happen. So direct approach in this usually what is happening. So this approach was advocated by E.G. Williamson. So in this usually what happens is customer centered approach. So in this usually there will be like counselor will be given all the rights to carry on the process. So that is usually about this directive counseling. So in this usually there are different steps of this direct approach. So mainly it includes starting of the counseling session, data collection, analysis of the problem, synthesis of the problem, diagnosing the problem, and also prognosis and remedial step. Okay, so these are usually the medications that is usually done in case of these are the steps that is usually done. Okay, these are the steps that is usually done in order to go with direct counseling. Okay, so these are the steps that is usually done in order to go with direct counseling. So where we directly counsel, okay, where counselor will be important. Okay, where the counselor will be important and will be giving direct counseling for the individual.